We're underway at Lime Rock Park. Pearson and Wang battling side by side for second. The rest of the field funnels into turns 1 and 2. Pearson retakes second. Good start for Ellis Spice. Further back in the field has gotten the position on Kevin Anfield. As we continue to watch Connor Pearson here in second, chasing down Dario Frattini. And that is how quick a lap is here around Lime Rock Park. Frattini with the opening lap. But Pearson is right here after shaking J.J. Wang, who has fallen back towards Ellis Spice. Phillips up 2 in 7th. Boldu up 2 in 8th. Matthias clean as there you see the jump. Some hang time there for Connor Pearson, it sure looked like. See what Boldu can do on the outside into the right-hander. Wheel to wheel. And Boldu will send it in. Boldu back to 6. Nice work. Oh, may have spoke too soon. Hangs it out. You don't want hot rear tires coming up the hill and over the jump. As Dario Frattini will stay with the race leader here momentarily. He is on the final lap of the top split. Again, this is the only split here this afternoon. This is the 4th time Porsche Mission R has gone official this week at Lime Rock Park. And none of the 3 winners of the official races this week are in the field. So 4 unique winners, including today's back-to-back winner. Dario Frattini with 0s on the timer. Will take his 5th win of the season at Lime Rock Park Classic Layout. Connor Pearson will hang on to 2nd. Nice podium effort for him today. J.J. Wang will round out the podium. Go back to Arnold Coe. Nice run for him. Will finish in the 4th spot. Ellis Spice will be on for 5th. And here is the battle for 6th. Boldu has the spot. Amel Smith wants to take it back, but Boldu will hang on to 6th.
A blind knight that uses echolocation, viewing the dark, treacherous world through sound. Trapped in a dungeon keep, endangered by combatants, where hazards lurk around every corner. Make sound to have vision, or don't and be stealthy. Avoid impaling threats throughout the dungeon to escape. Engage with other prisoners.
Broken I've been hearing about. Could you find the key and unlock my cell?
Free them to fight back with more allies.
Let's take this guy.
The dungeon labyrinth has many paths and even more traps. Struggle through the darkness to find your freedom.
Presentation. Welcome one and all to Sweet Home Chicago. It's the state where Matt once called home. It's the state I still call home. Nowhere near Chicago, but we're happy to be in Illinois for Week number 10 of coverage of the official Top Split Strength of Field broadcast for the Mission R Challenge. It's the debut here on Turn 200 of the Chicago Street Circuit, and it is going to prove to be a challenging one. Very angular turns, sharp, unforgiving, no runoff to be found, and the sun is setting. It is very, very dark here around the 2.14 mile 12 turn circuit here deep in the heart of the Windy City. My name is Tommy Cook. We've got the one and only the GOAT, Mr. Matt Williamson, here as well, here for another round of Mission R Challenge coverage. Welcome to the channel debut of the Chicago Street Course. How are we feeling about this one?
Yeah, feeling good. It's great to finally get this course on the channel. Seems like all the leagues and stuff that we broadcast for tend to try to stay away from the Chicago Street Course for some reason, or have in the past anyways. But very, very good to have a new track here on the channel. Very excited for this one. And you mentioned it, not any runoff area really for these drivers. And with these heavy cars, we've seen what can happen to them over the last few weeks. And it could get pretty hairy out there. Making passes is going to be difficult.
Well, it certainly will be difficult. Unfortunately, I do believe, actually, no, I don't believe. I know for certainty. Unfortunately, I raced here on Thursday and encountered some of those problems. Of course, darkness notwithstanding, which it's not really dark yet. Darkness notwithstanding, this is already a technical, tough track. Seems like Chicago is the only city in Illinois that is laid out reasonably. Which is good for the city, but bad for racing. Very 90-degree turn heavy street course here, much like the new Detroit street course, both of which provided great racing outside of the sim in real life this year. But inside the sim, it's just tough. That proved it to be the case on Thursday afternoon. For the Thursday official race, had 8 drivers. It was won by Enrico Trenti, who I don't believe is here today, unless I'm missing him. But a couple of new drivers proved to have some success, including Thor Tulla, who is here today. He made his debut last Thursday and came home with a runner-up finish. JJ Wang, in every single league, will actually pay money to have Chicago Street Course put on the schedule. He's always trying to bribe officials there. And he did not have a good go of things on Thursday. Got caught up in a couple of different accidents, actually. But right now, things are looking much better. He has the top time by far in qualifying and is hoping to be at the front of the field here for the drop of the green. Any final thoughts here before we get rolling?
Well, I think we're on board right now with Nick Nebben, and you can tell just how dicey it is. I mean, the car, there's a lot of bumps, and with this car, if that rear end gets light on you and raises up, it is so hard to control. So I think we're in for a wild one here.
Alrighty, and that is the checkers. Drop it on qualifying. We are about ready to go for 20 minutes of racing here through the streets of Chicago. With the pole time of 1 minute 20.688, JJ Wang will be at the front of the field here as they barrel towards turn number 1. Dortella will line up to his outside. He finished second in the Thursday top split race here. Andre Castro will start on the inside of the second row with Chris West to his outside. Your runner-up finisher from Lime Rock Park, Connor Pearson, starts at 5th. Jamie Hamel-Smith has been rocking and rolling of late. Jamie will start at 6th. Indica Scarlett and Matthew Levine on row number 4. Ellis Spice and Georgie Trepsick back in the field, starting in 10th. James Watson is here again today. James will start at 11th. Gerard Boldu had some thrilling battles towards the end of the race last week at Lime Rock Park. Gerard will start at 12th. And Nick Nebben and Roel de Mulder will line up on the back row here. 14 drivers and only one split here this afternoon for the Mission R Challenge. Matt Williamson, what are we going to be paying attention to here as this race rolls along?
Well, as always here on Sundays, it's a 20-minute race. Should be about 14 or 15 laps here. It is a fixed setup, so no pit stops, and the incident limit is a 17x. It's just a straight-up disqualification. We're going to take a quick look at the track conditions. Pretty cool. You mentioned it's kind of getting dark here on us, so 79 degrees. You'll need to let the tires come in, and should be good after that.
The green flag is out. We're underway, and the field barrels towards the left-hand turn to East Balbo. JJ Wang with a clean start, battling side by side for second. Andre Castro from the inside of that second row has moved up to second. Thortella back to third. Field working from South Lakeshore Drive to a couple of right-hand turns to put them onto East Roosevelt. Some brushes with the wall. These turns sneak up on you quick here as they work down towards the left-hand turn off of Columbus onto East Balbo once again.
Oh, looked like Hamel Smith may have gotten in the wall. That is, I think, in my opinion, that's the toughest turn on the track right there, that left-hander.
This one's not to be slept on either. The weird roundabout left on East Congress Plaza.
Oh, problem for somebody. I just heard somebody got in the wall. Couldn't quite tell who it was. He's back here just inside the top 10.
And I'm usually rocking the blimp cam here, but I've got to go far chase and pull out because I can't see through some of the buildings. But the opening lap goes to JJ Wang.
Closest battle on the track right now is between Boldu and Georgie Trepsic. Boldu looking to the inside. That was awfully close.
Brushes with the wall all throughout as these headlights are starting to get brighter and brighter.
You mentioned it, JJ Wang trying to extend this lead. It was over a second when he crossed the line. And my apologies, I'm going to have to pull up iRacing for just a second here. When I go and race, I have to turn driver chat on, and sometimes I forget to turn it back off.
So JJ Wang, the current all-division points leader, the Division 2 points leader as well, leading the way here at one of his favorite tracks. Castro, Tulla, Wetz, and Pearson, the top 5.
And Tulla, Wetz, Pearson, they are all right here together. 4 or 5 drivers all within contention of this third spot for right now.
And Andre Castro has been getting closer and closer to JJ Wang. In fact, he put up the purple lap of the session last race, referring to Castro. They aren't following many road laws, says Flinky Roberts, and I would have to agree. Lots of laws being broken here.
I think I blame the city. I don't see the traffic signals going, so...
That's true.
What are we supposed to do? How do we know?
Exactly.
Boy, this battle is going to end up being good. We're going to go ahead and go on board with Connor Pearson for right now. We'll keep an eye on that fight for the lead, but JJ still has a little margin there.
Now, at some of these longer straights, he might be in trouble, but that's not quite the case yet. Again, a big wake punched in the air by this car. Much like if anybody was watching the F1 race last night at Las Vegas. Same sort of deal, although not quite as high as speeds, not quite as long of straights.
Yeah, they're not getting up to 217, 218 miles an hour here. That was a sight to behold last night.
Andre Castro into the right-hander number 3 was going 145 miles an hour. On the streets of Chicago, that might just be enough, but he's going to be going faster towards the end of Columbus here. Third on back to about 6th. Nose to tail. Some separation up to this battle for the lead as Castro is reeled in J.J. Wang.
Yeah, Castro is right here. Any slip up from J.J. Oh, and Castro.
Woo!
Wow, awful close to the wall there. The back end was way out there.
A brush of the wall. It doesn't take much for this car to get unsettled. On the final lap of the Thursday race, Ellis Spice caught the wall, headed into that weird left roundabout, and ended Ellis's race just a few turns early. But it's going to get really dark, as that was a big moment there for, I believe, Hamel Smith, who nearly lost it into 2.
Yeah, and is right on the back bumper of Pearson still.
Oh, nearly contact for the lead as Castro sent it in a bit deeper than Wang and nearly piled into him as they made the right-hand turn through 7.
Sun is really starting to go down. It's getting much darker. It will likely be almost completely dark by the time this thing is over.
7 minutes complete. Under 13 to go. Expecting about 14 laps. Oh, wow. That was a big shot.
Brush of the wall there. Trying to get farther out for a good entry. Thought might have a look to the inside there. Not quite able to get the nose where it needed to be. And here you almost have to rely on getting a good exit and a good slipstream to really have a chance at a pass here. Even if it's really interesting, even if JJ were to make a mistake, he's almost blocking the entire track in some of these corners. So it's, where do you go if you're Castro?
Indica Scarlet just went wide and into the barriers and had a bit of a track blocking moment from 8th on back. But Indica has towed back to the pits.
Oh boy! Pearson has the inside here and takes the spot. Hamel Smith is right here looking to make good on it as well.
Woo!
Boy, tight corners here. All that was set up. Chris Wetz made a mistake. That's what allowed Pearson to get through, and Hamel Smith not able to make that pass complete.
Again, Castro sends it so much deeper into turn 7 there, and he's come very close to nipping the back bumper there of JJ. But JJ looks unfazed, undeterred out front of this field. He's led them all this far.
Yeah, I mean, for JJ, we've seen this from him quite a bit here in this season of the Porsche Mission R Challenge. I go back to Mount Panorama when he was leading that race. Dario was, I mean, right behind him and had many looks at trying to make passes, and JJ was able to stave all of them off except for one, and that was what did him in. But he has had a lot of practice leading these races with somebody right on the rear wheels.
And no Trentini, no Frattini here tonight, so that is going to help JJ Wang's case. Leading the All Divisions Series point standings for Season 4 of 2023. They score your top 8 best weeks. Out of the 12 races, JJ and Ellis Spice, the only 2 drivers that have yet to miss a Sunday top split strength of field race.
These drivers in the middle of the pack have finally spread out a little bit here. Still all fairly close, but boy, they were really bunched up there for a while.
Yeah, a lot of gaps of less than a second there.
Yeah, the closest to here is Levine has pulled right up to the back of Hamel Smith now. Man, Chris Wetz was in the wall for an extended period of time there entering that corner. Look at this. JJ Wang, after 12 minutes, has set the purple lap of the race.
Yes, indeed, and that was good enough to net him about an 0.8 of a second lead here at the start of this lap. This is the portion of the course, though, that Andre Castro seems to be a bit stronger through. But JJ doing a nice job keeping that gap. They've got 7.5 seconds back to Thor Tulla, who all of a sudden has his hands full with Connor Pearson.
Yeah, and this gap from Tulla to Pearson just closed up in an instant. It seems like Tulla was over a second out for, I mean, just like a lap ago it seemed like, and now here we are. Pearson is on the move.
And these two don't have a ton of pressure from behind. They are clear to battle. Connor Pearson about a second and a quarter, and he's got his own battle to deal with here as Jamie Hamel Smith is caught up.
Mel Smith looking to the inside. We'll still have it in this corner as well.
That's a tough spot to be
it's
on
a contact with with Levine as well.
It's hard enough to defend one car into that corner, but how about two? As now here is Pearson and Tulla battling side by side and move Pearson up onto the podium.
Pearson makes the pass. Levine also able to make the pass eventually on Chris Wetz as well.
Passes left and right here on lap number 10. 6 minutes left to go. Oh! Way wide there for Hamel Smith.
Oh!
And now Levine under fire here. Or rather, Hamel Smith under fire from Levine.
I thought Levine was going to send it there for a second, but gave plenty of room for Hamel Smith. Great battling here. Nobody has overstepped their boundaries.
We've come close. So 13 of the 14 drivers still running here with 5 minutes left. And it's all JJ Wang out front. Connor Pearson trying to shake Thortella here.
Oh, there looked like some contact there between Levine and Hamel Smith. Oh, man. This battle's not over. They've just moved it up a position.
Neither is the battle for the lead. Andre Castro has brought that back within a second here. So inside of effective draft range with just a handful of laps to go.
And if Hamel Smith and Levine get together, Chris Wetz is still right here. He could take both of those positions back. Boy, just about every corner out here, somebody scraping the wall trying to get a good entry.
Andre Castro is digging hard. He has cut this gap just to a few car lengths, just about half a second.
Oh, man,
Ooh.
right up to the bumper.
It's the portion of the course that Andre's excelled at through this race. Scrape of the wall. Trying to maximize your turning radius. 3 minutes left. Should be 2 laps to go. But I'm sure Andre's going to race this like it's the last one. Just in case. I think we're going to be coming back to the line with about 5 seconds left. Actually, about 1 minute and 5 seconds. I can't count.
Levine and Hamel Smith battling again. Oh, crossover. Hamel Smith in the wall. Oh, boy, leaning on each other there, using them up. Still side by side. 4th corner in a row. After all of that, Matthew Levine finally able to make that pass. Oh, but then contact with the wall. Levine gives it up.
We may have 2 laps to go. We might get 15 in here. Going to be awfully close.
It is going to be very close. You are right.
So I had the right math, just the wrong lap. Castro has not left a car length or more between JJ Wang this entire last trip around. The pressure is on JJ to make the mistake here.
And Castro is hoping for another lap here to hopefully get the slipstream down the long straight once again and maybe be able to make that pass there.
Seconds are ticking away. JJ Wang full defense. Can't slow down to play the clock because that would cost him the lead. 10 seconds as they round turn 12. They're going to make it just in time to put up another lap. White flag. 2 seconds. Oh, Wang! Looked like he brushed the wall there. Oh, and a bump! Castro with a look! Well defended, but it's not over yet. Wang with better drive off there through turn 5. Down Columbus for the final time. Castro trying to set himself up for a move in the back half of the lap. Wang trying to stay clean. This is where Castro's had his number. He's going to take a stab at it. Into the right. There's contact.
Oh, no!
Into the barriers. The big move from Andre Castro gets in the lead. Wang with only a few corners left to try and mount a comeback. His car's got to be hurting. Castro is wide through 11. Through the final turn, Wang gonna set it! He tries for the bump! It's not enough! Andre Castro steals the win in Chicago. And JJ Wang is on the wrong side of it again. We saw that one coming for the last 14 laps. Andre Castro sent it in deep there on JJ Wang. And that time it results in contact. Problems on the final lap for Jamie Hamel-Smith. I believe Hamel-Smith is not going to finish this race.
Wow.
So Connor Pearson rounds out the podium in third, Thortola in fourth.
Boy, we have some replays to go take a look at.
Yes, we do.
Let's go ahead and get to it right now. This is the pass for the lead. Castro moving it to the inside on JJ Wang. There's the contact. And JJ hard into that outside wall. I have to believe if the car wasn't so beat up, might have had a better chance there in the last couple corners. And we'll take a look at the replay of that final corner as well. JJ almost got to the bumper of Castro. We'll go ahead and play this out. This is the look right here. JJ just not quite able to get to the spot. And Castro steals the win.
Were you given an incident there for Hamel-Smith on the final lap? I never saw that one.
I was, and it looks like it's contact between Levine and Hamel-Smith. So there's contact there. Oh, and then more contact. Levine drove himself into the inside wall to try to get to the inside of Hamel-Smith. I mean, just absolutely no real estate there. Go ahead and take one more look. Go cockpit view. There's contact there, and then, I mean, there was just nowhere to go. I mean, a lot of desperation here in the last lap.
Some wild and interesting moves for sure. JJ Wang was in the waiting room. He has since left. I would imagine he's probably pretty frustrated after this one. So maybe we'll hear from him. We've yet to hear from Connor Pearson, despite the fact that he's been on the podium 2 weeks in a row. But I don't even know if Andre Castro is in the Discord. So we'll wait to see if we're going to get any post-race interviews here. But in the meantime, we'll give you the full finishing rundown from a wild one here at the Chicago Street Course. Who would have thunk? I think pretty much everybody. Andre Castro with the controversial win there. Second for J.J. Wang, who led all but the final lap. Connor Pearson will round out the podium for the second week in a row. He actually finished second last week, so third place here tonight. The podium streak stays alive. Thortella, nice race here tonight. Fourth place finish. Chris Wetz in fifth. An eventful shuffling there in the mid-pack on the final lap as well. Ellis Spice will finish sixth. Matthew Levine in seventh. Georgie Trepsick in eighth. Gerard Boldu in ninth. And James Watson, a quiet 10th place finish. Roald de Mulder then will finish in 12th. Actually, Nick Nebbit in 11th, excuse me. Roald de Mulder in 12th. And then a DNF for Jamie Hamel-Smith after the contact in the final lap. And Indica Scarlett out in this one early in the going. I guess we'll wait to see if anybody else is going to pop back in here. Has Dakota DeMaiden in the chat saying, cleanest Chicago race I've ever seen. I don't think it's saying much, unfortunately. But that's them's the breaks, I guess. Not really. That's not really them's the breaks. That was just a wild closing few laps there.
Yeah, certainly wild. And, I mean, I think Dakota's kind of saying it well. I mean, it's just a product of the track here. There's really not many passing opportunities, and the passing opportunities you get are shallow entries, and I mean, contact is nearly inevitable. A couple of these, I mean, were desperations and really probably not open, but they were made. So, wow, what a race here. I feel like we say this every week, and I don't know why I'm surprised at this point. They give us so much to watch every week out of this 20-minute race of the Porsche Mission R Challenge. It is a treat to watch.
Well, we do have J.J. Wang in the cool-down room, and we'll go ahead and bring him in. I would imagine probably pretty frustrated driver here in J.J. Wang, but welcome to the booth regardless.
Yeah, hi. What's up, Tommy? Matt?
Well, it was, first of all, you did a nice job here tonight. Second of all, I guess talk us through the final couple of laps there.
Yeah, well, thanks. So, there's a part in the middle stint, feels like I'm driving F1 on Pirellis. It's all about tire management. Andre pushed me more than I was comfortable, but it was all about managing the exits. I saw that he was really good on braking and on entry, but I knew that was burning up his tires, so I saw him pull back. There was a very slight bobble I had that brought the gap closer, and then I knew on the final lap, if I saw like a peak on the inside, but I think Andre's trying to distract me, and I knew that at that point, it's possible to pass in that final sector, but you have to get a really good exit. Yeah, but I just focused on that. I saw he was diving really hard on the brakes and then losing out on exit. And then in that corner, it's easy to dive, but I had a good exit there, and I pulled a gap, and I just did not expect that kind of dive. I thought if there was anything, it would be probably a dive in the penultimate corner rather than that one. So yeah, that is what it is. He decided to go for it, and it was back out of crash. I did see him, but it was a little too late. That corner it's just very, very, very tight. So if there's a car there and you're not already side by side going in there, that was always going to be a punt. So that's how it is from my cockpit.
Matt, what do you got?
Well, it was hard fought. You've had a couple of heartbreakers here where you've led with somebody right on your tail, and it just hasn't quite gone your way. We had quite a few, I say quite a few, 2 or 3 desperation attempts, a little bit similar to yours throughout the field. From a driver's perspective, is that just drivers getting frustrated with not really being able to pass throughout the entire race, so they feel desperate to try to make a move at the end, or what do you think has caused that?
Yeah, I think that's exactly what it is. It's, in some ways, I understand the really late dive because that's how you get around at this track. That's how you make passes. You do have to kind of use the bumper a little bit, but I think, yeah, it really just depends on how willing you are to like slow down and not just take somebody out. It hurts your momentum on exits when you make a strong dive. And I think, it's easy to just get stuck behind slower drivers, basically. It's really, you just sort of have to use your bumper a little bit. And I think that's just, how it plays out for this track.
Well, again, you were up front all night here, and I know Thursday didn't quite go your way, so I was excited to see you on the pole. I know this is it's a track you tend to lobby for to end up on schedules. So, it was a stellar performance here tonight, though, regardless of the final lap there. Anybody you want to shout out or say hello to?
Yeah, I'd love to thank James Watson, my team boss. He was there with me all throughout the race. I'd love to thank you guys for taking the time and doing this broadcast. I know, leagues is always like a break week, and these don't have any of them. So really appreciate all the effort you folks put in. Hope it's been good for you guys. And yeah, that's really about it.
Well, thank you, partner. Great run here tonight, regardless, and keep your head held high. We're on more street circuits next week, so hopefully we'll get you one better that next time.
All right, thanks so much.
All righty, partner. That's about going to wrap things up here today. Anything you want to say to the fine folks before we head out?
Well, of course, thanks to everybody that was out here watching, and we'll watch after the race is over. Special shout out to the folks in the chat, Flanky Roberts, Dakota DeMade, and Corey Rutherford, commenting on the darkness. Yes, it got quite dark here towards the end of the race. But thank you guys for watching. Really appreciate it. This one is really fun to watch. It's a short race. You knock them out, but man, they give us a lot to watch. So thank you guys for tuning in, and we have a bit of a hiatus here for the coming week.
Well, we do have some action tomorrow night, actually, but that will be our last race until next Sunday. Tomorrow, it's the debut of the Formula Super Series from Fuji. So we'll have a short sprint race and a pretty decent length feature tomorrow night. Excited to get the Super Formula car on the channel for the very first time. And then that is our last race until next Sunday. Again, for the top split strength of field race for the Mission R Challenge. It will be at Detroit Belle Isle. So more street racing next week for the penultimate round of the Season 4 2023 Championship. So that is about all we've got here. In case you are in need of some entertainment tomorrow night, be sure to hit subscribe. And if you're here in the United States, if we don't see you again until next Sunday, have a happy and safe Thanksgiving week. And have a happy and safe week regardless of where you are hanging out with us around the world. For everybody with the Mission R community, for the GOAT, Mr. Matt Williamson, I'm Tommy Cook. Until we meet again, we say so long from virtual Chicago street course, where Andre Castro steals the win late in the going.